did that. I think it was 10 shows before Christmas, and then now we started in Hamburg, and it went on really good. We had a lot of fun so far.
Because you've toured with Biohazard before, haven't you, in America?
Yeah,
right?
we toured the East Coast with Biohazard.
You must be good friends now.
Yeah, we're good friends, definitely.
Now let's talk a little bit about the new album, Renewal. For the previous record, Coma of Souls, I understand that you were pretty rushed in the writing and recording of that, but for Renewal, you actually had something like 2 years to write the new material. I was wondering, how much did that affect the end product to have that extra time?
The situation was, when they wanted us to do this album, Renewal, it was like about March or something, and we were like, we're not ready. And we told them, yeah, if you want us to do another album, we have to take our time and write new stuff, because we don't want the same thing to happen that happened with Coma of Souls. And you know, I think Coma of Souls is a good album. It's got some good stuff on there, but you know, it could have been, if we would have had more time, would have been a lot better. In my opinion. So also, we had to, you know, we had a new guitar player in the band, and we had to work things out. You know, we had to see what we can do with the second guitar player, and you know, get to know each other. And the album was done in a process where the band was, you know, in the process of growing together, and we weren't quite ready at that time. But you know, we learned from our mistakes, so you know, that's why we took our time with Renewal.
Right. Okay. Now you recorded the album at the famous Morris Sound Studios in Florida, which is renowned for its death metal productions. Was there any significance in the fact that you chose Tom Morris to produce Renewal rather than Scott Burns?
Rather than Scott? Not really. I mean, we phoned the Morris Sound studio and asked who's available for that time, and Tom was right there, and he was really into it, and he really was really enthusiastic about the material. He liked the material that we did, and I think that helped us a lot, because he was 100% behind what we were doing, and he didn't try to force us into his direction or whatever. He wasn't like, okay, you guys could be good if you do it like this. He was, okay, your stuff is good, let's work it out and make it sound good. And that helped us a lot, because that way we're like more free to do whatever we want, you know. And Morris Sound's got great acoustics, it's a great studio. It's not only for death metal bands. I mean, it's not only death metal bands recording there. I mean, there's also a lot of other bands, other kinds of music that are recorded at the Morris Sound. It's got like great equipment, and all the people who work there are really
really into the music.
Into the music, and they you know, they know what they're doing, and that helps, you know.
You've called the album Renewal, as we've been saying, and that suggests that perhaps that you took time to reappraise the band and its music. Could you define what renewal means in that context to you?
It's more about the renewal of the mind, you know. A lot of people still have like opinions about things that are very old-fashioned, you know. Some especially like nowadays, when you look at Germany, where there's all this new racism going on, I think that's, you know, kind of the worst thing that you can be into, you know. And so I think that there's got to be like
a change in attitude.
Yeah, a change in attitude, a general attitude, you know, towards like whatever, you know, human, like that everybody's equal, and, you know, all that stuff. Some people still don't get that, it seems. And yeah, it's not only that, but also it fit to the music, because our music, we try to do different things that we haven't done before, and and so I think the title fits the music and the lyrics, and you know,
sums it up kind of thing.
yeah.
Shelter me, for I am lost in a world that lost the will to be free. Dying age, a title of forgotten beat, replaced by hate. Rescue me, for all I do is try to escape this reality. Took away, child of the night, until the sun awaits another day. The time we are turning back up, that before, come on.
I don't know. You know, everybody said that I've changed my vocal style a lot. I don't think so. I don't agree. I agree a little bit. I think my vocals, I always felt that my vocals sounded a little bit too high. It had a little bit of hype.
They seem a bit
too
more
much.
like control.
Yeah. And like in the past, by touring and getting the experience and becoming more experienced with vocals and all that, I kind of concentrated more on the vocals on the new record. I tried to make them even more aggressive and more brutal, you know, and more direct, and get the point out across a lot, you know, more direct and more clear. So make it maybe easier to understand the vocals and the lyrics.
Imperfection, new temptation, innocence will bring you life. Destitution, desperation, free my mind and let it drive. Mass enslavement, brutal torment, tomorrow will they see it clear. Restoration, disconnection, something that can make us fly without fear. Without fear. Never to be seen again, ever to release the flame. Renewal of your mind.
Maybe we could talk a little bit about the video for Renewal. We've been playing it on the Headbangers Ball over the last few weeks. Interesting because you opted for a kind of storyboard approach rather than just seeing the band in a live performance. I was wondering if you were very involved in the concept of the video.
Yeah, a little bit. See, we always do it. We have our video director, Andreas Marshall, who worked on the Hallucinative Comas video, and
Because that kind of Renewal kind of follows on from there, doesn't it?
a little bit,
In
Not really. I mean, yeah, it's kind of like the same kind of style, but we try to come up with a different atmosphere for the video, because Coma of Souls is a very, very dark video, and it's very, I don't know, it was dark, you know. And this new video was very bright. It's got a lot
very
of
different image as
yeah,
well.
yeah, and it's got us walking through the desert and doing like rituals and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's something different, you know. I mean, it fits the song. It's about the renewal. Something's got to die to so another thing can live, you know, whatever.
Isolation, illumination, modern man, a break the line. War believers, peace deceivers, remaining in eternal night. Politicians, fake musicians, create no relationship. Hate from traitors,
looking for a production that had no effects.
Right.
You know, nothing that would make the sound bigger or whatever. You know, like fake sounds that are not the band. You know, I mean, you can put a lot of things on the music, and it makes it all sound whatever. You know, bigger and more clear or whatever. But I think we went back to the basics with this album. We tried to get like a sound that's very dry and powerful and direct, and without putting too much of reverb and echo and all that stuff on, because it only makes it sound, you know, I don't know, I don't think it sounds real, you know, for me, in my opinion. It's just my opinion though. I mean, some people like it better the other way around, you know. Some people like big productions, we don't. On this album we tried something different.
Okay. Now, the lyrics on the album, in some cases you seem to have become a lot more politically aware. I was thinking actually of Europe After the Rain. Did the problems in your own country sort of cause you to consider these issues now that you'd kind of had first-hand experience of them?
Yeah, I mean, we've always wrote about that, you know, stuff like racism, stuff on People of the Lie was a song about racism, and we always try to be as politically aware as possible.
But this seemed to be more direct and more obvious.
Yeah.
You know
Especially on Europe After the Rain, I try to, you know, to come up with lyrics that are really, talking about what's going on in Europe, especially in Europe, because since Europe is becoming like one and everything's getting together and becoming one nation or whatever, I think that, especially in this time where there's a lot of changes going on, a lot of people must change their attitude towards, you know, different cultures and all that, you know.
But does that, you were saying that earlier about the album title, have you changed your attitude in any way?
No, we always, I mean, we always had like a certain attitude towards certain things, but we change, of course we change our attitudes all the time. I mean, we're, you know, life is about changing.
Overall, what would you say that the album Renewal says about Kreator as we head off into 1993?
We're just trying to do our thing. We're just trying to express ourselves. I mean, we're a band, and we don't want to be limited by any labels that has been pushed on us by, you know, the press or whatever.
Of course.
And so we want to be creative, and that's what we did on this last album. We just tried to be creative and do as much as possible, add as much to the music, and come up with something fresh.
In this cold world, we go on. A generation wants up for this system anymore.
Okay, that's just about all we have time for from the Music Theatre.